Mexico mayhem, a stroll down memory lane, and bang bang, she's dead. Or is she? Stay tuned, let's dish.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh boy.
Welcome everyone to DISHIN Days, AfterBuzz TV's weekly recap of NBC's Emmy award-winning daytime drama, Days of Our Lives. I'm your host, Tami Goveia, and I am joined today by two fabulous gentlemen.
And handsome.
And marvelous and talented and unique. And we're going to start with our guest and Days alumni,
Look who it
Kevin
is.
Spiritas.
A familiar face.
Yes.
Dr. Craig lives.
Welcome.
Dr. Craig Wesley.
Hi, gang. How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Thank you for
thank you for
being
coming.
here.
What did I get myself into, Michael?
Oh,
here, let's
tell me
introduce
how-
Michael.
oh.
Michael.
Oh, Michael, yes. Michael Mattis.
Michael Mattis.
Michael Mattis, yes. Hello, everyone. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy
Mother's
Day to all you
Yes.
mamas out there.
How many
If
moms?
you didn't, you need to call your mom. Just telling everyone.
How many moms do you wish Mother's Day to? I mean, because it
there's
becomes.
so many
Are you a mom?
non-blood fur baby mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank
Um,
you.
I have,
What
a,
is
I have,
this?
a,
What is
I have
that?
a new one this year. I had to wish my sister a happy. I forgot to wish her a happy because it's her first Mother's Day.
Yes.
Aw.
You
So-
know, it's my
Congratulations,
sister.
Uncle Michael.
I'm a gunkle.
It's my sister-in-law's technical. It's her first one. I mean, her
Yeah.
first one when she was still pregnant. But but I had to keep reminding myself that she's a mommy
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, but-
So happy Mother's Day, Jess.
This is
Okay.
all I'll interject. Go ahead.
Okay. So please follow us on all social media platforms. We've got Twitter @_DISHIN Days and on
She's
Insta and
very Evita right
Facebook
now.
at DISHIN Days. The @ is implied. Also, be sure and check out our other soap block content. We've got GH Report and the Restless Wrap Up. And there's so much. So
There was so much
there's
this
so much.
week.
So we're gonna dive
Y'all know what
in.
we're talking about too,
boy.
not just on the show,
Yeah,
but
off. Yeah.
and we'll get to that. You'll have to wait till news and gossip. But right now, let's start DISHIN Days.
Days.
Kevin, please
Mr.
do
Spiritas?
the honors.
He's so strong.
Yes. There we go.
Bravo. Well
Nice
done.
work.
That's
Well
what they call
done.
me into the. Yeah.
That's a workout
We
for
called in the
today.
big guns to do that. Yeah.
Boom.
So
Okay, so-
let's dive into Chad.
What's
and-
been
and
the
Abby.
storyline this spring with
Oh my
Abigail,
gosh.
Abby, Dr. Laura? Finally, we're down to one. We're back to Abigail.
And I have to say that, and you're gonna know this as a writer, the pacing of the reveal, of Abby finally figuring everything out and
Yeah.
coming to that realization moment has been impeccable.
Yeah.
I was ready, and I think everybody else was ready to just, okay, we need to move this story forward.
Absolutely, yeah.
We need her to know what's going on, and
There's no
move on.
like drag outs anymore
There
where they just
hasn't.
keep it going, and when you finally think, oh, they're doing something, they keep on dragging it
Yeah.
out. They didn't do it this time.
so kudos to the writers, Ron and everybody, because they did an amazing job with pacing. And
You got the feels, didn't
so
you?
happy. I'm so happy that she knows. I'm just so happy with the way that they did it.
Yeah. She doesn't know everything though.
She doesn't know everything, but
She
it's
doesn't
okay.
know everything yet,
She-
but they're being cautious and kind of pacing out what they're feeding her because they don't want to traumatize her all over again and have. So what's been happening is to fill you in.
Don't worry. I follow it every day.
Oh.
No.
No. So Jennifer's daughter Abigail
Yes.
has had multiple personalities.
DID, it's a technical term.
Oh
TID.
dear. No.
Her personality
DID.
split because she killed Andre Demira.
When did that happen?
So like 4 months ago.
And how many times did they remind you?
It was a constant reminder. Yeah. So now
But it was great because we got to see Teo every time.
we did. They kept bringing Teo back.
Wait. Teo's character is dead.
Yes.
Well, okay. Here's
Well-
the thing, because we're gonna get. That's another part of the story we're gonna get to. But
Oh,
you
boy.
can't believe anyone's dead now.
No.
You never
Like-
on a soap. Come on, please.
No, but especially now. Wait till you hear what they have, how they bring people back now. It's a new process.
It's how
So-
they get them off. That's
So no, but my favorite scene of the week had to be the end of, I think it was Wednesday's episode, where they had this, Stefan and Chad had this struggle. Chad wanted Abby to come back. Stefan, of course, wanted Gabby to come back because he's a creep. And Abby, and then that moment Abby did come back, and you saw Abby come back, and you were like, no. Gabby, sorry.
Gabby, yes.
You saw Gabby come back.
You say Gabby, I say Abby.
Potato,
You say-
potato.
Potato, 6-1, whatever.
I just want you to know these headshots, they keep falling off. Okay, hold on.
Hold on.
So that scene at the very end where she passes out and the wig comes off at the same time.
Yeah.
And you're laughing, but it was a very touching
choreographed
moment.
It was really beautifully done.
Beautiful.
I think he was just laughing at the demonstration that you said she's fainting and
the wig comes off. Well, that's how.
That's what happens when you
was
faint
very
and you've got a
dramatic.
wig on.
I don't think I've
Good
ever
luck
seen you
with
act
that.
out a description of a scene before, Michael.
Kevin and I have known each other for a long time.
Can you
so
tell?
yeah, he's razzing going on here.
I'm very proud.
Thank you. I was just a kid when we met. Like, well, 19, 20.
The baby.
Not really.
You're a baby.
Anyway, back to the
Story.
The story, but it was presented very beautifully,
Yeah.
like you said.
And I love
it
that
was-
moment when Stefan said,
Stefan finally gave up and was
"It's
just like,
over."
it's
and
over.
I think it was important for him to verbalize it.
Yeah.
Because it really gave the viewers and everyone closure. Like,
That's
this is
exactly
it.
what it did. That was a
We
nice
don't have to
closing
worry,
moment.
because
Great way to end, and then the episode ended, and you were just like, relief almost.
Because when
because now
Abby-
you know everything's okay.
When Abby and Chad were in
What is
the room, the interrogation room, or
Yeah.
is that what it's called, the interrogation room?
Yeah,
Okay.
the one.
Every time when he and Marlena would walk out and leave Abby alone, I was like, please do not leave her alone. Every
Like, have
time
we
they
learned
leave
nothing?
her alone,
Like, have we
the
learned
personality
nothing?
comes out.
Right.
It's like, oh my God, do not leave her alone.
It's like when someone has a gun. You don't put the gun down.
Right. Like, are you crazy? You're just asking for it.
That's slasher film rules. Don't put the gun.
Well, for me, it's Pretty Little Liars rules because that's all they did. Whenever someone had a weapon, they would always put it down, and we're like, come on. Anyway.
So I now feel confident that that's done.
So now Stefan's pretty much done with it because now he's dealing with Vivian, which we'll get to in a minute.
Right.
So now it's a matter of easing Abigail into
All
all
the
that
other
she did. Now she knows she
insanity.
remembered killing Andre. She remembers why. We
And
remember
I
all
love
that
the way
happened.
they did that. You know, I loved the fact that Dr. Laura came back
Yeah.
to walk Chad through, here's where she split.
Mm-hmm.
Here's why she split. Because I never put it together that at that moment she saw Gabby's photo.
Yeah,
And
well,
just-
we never saw that.
We never saw that, and,
Yeah.
and now it makes sense.
That makes
She
sense.
just
The
connected with
Gabby
that.
was the first person, even though it was a picture, was the first face she saw. So then she became
She
because she
adopted
knew
that.
This is
Yeah.
sort of like
Abigail can.
This is sort of like Marianne on Gilligan's Island falling and bumping her head and thinking she's
Yes.
Ginger, right? Okay.
Because we all want to pretend we're
Because
ginger.
because no story is ever original, ever. Okay.
Well, no, it's just it's a matter
It's
of
reinvented.
exactly
Yes.
reinventing it.
And if it's done well, it's believable.
Listen,
Yes.
Days of Our Lives won Best Show this year, so
It was a
Boom.
moment.
We feel it
It
deserves
was a moment.
Yeah. So I think that's where it because they weren't on Friday. Thursday was the last day we saw Chad
Yeah,
and Abigail,
and
fortunately she knows something happened with her and Stefan. She just doesn't know what, and he kept
she kept asking Chad, "What
Yeah.
happened? What's going on?"
and it was a
with me and
struggle
Stefan?"
because he's like. You can tell Chad was struggling. Like,
I'm
I
so
want to
glad
tell
he
her
made that
and-
call not to.
Yeah, it
'cause
would have been too much.
They can't go there. I'm glad she wasn't kept at the station. That would have been horrific.
Yeah.
I'm glad she was able to. Well, they're not going back home because it's
Well, now it's a murder
crime
scene. Which why was
Right.
Kate still there? Like, did she just
I
sleep in the
know!
house?
I was wondering that too. I was wondering that
I was like,
too.
is she allowed? Like, it's a crime scene. Why are they letting people
Oh,
stay
my
there?
house. Tear off that tape. This is my house. I'm gonna rub my hand in that blood because it's my house.
I know.
Kate always ends up in the right place, though,
Yes.
at the right time with the
Kate.
right storyline.
Yeah.
She's just great.
I love Lauren. Lauren, Kate, she's always been one of my faves.
Can I throw in some trivia?
Please, yes,
So while
always.
she was doing Young and the Restless, I was doing a little show called Valley of the Dolls with Sharon Case, and Lauren came on, and it was just before she had like moved over to Days.
Oh,
It was
really?
just really great. So we had this like secretarial boss thing. She was the secretary. Anyway,
Oh, here I had her in the boss role, but you know,
I love her.
she's fantastic.
Sweet lady. Okay, so do we want to, now that we're talking about Kate, do we want to segue into that?
You know, I wanted
do we
to
wanna
touch
start
on
with-
Will because
Okay.
that kind of segues into the whole Vivian thing.
True.
Right?
Right.
Because
Very
of the-
good. That's a good seg.
Because now that Will is doing all this research into Dr. Rolf's miracle drug, the drug that brought him back from the dead.
Yes.
See, we're getting into this now. To get Will Horton the resident, well, one of the resident gay characters on the show now.
Is he a chief of staff or something? Because
No, he's
No,
a
these are all
writer.
these are all youngsters.
Yes.
They're
Yeah,
not
whatever.
chief of staff level.
Whatever.
Yet. Will was murdered 2.5 years ago, but was brought back from the dead with some kind of miracle drug. Now Will has amnesia, doesn't remember being Will, but is slowly he remembers his gayness, which is the important
Right.
thing.
that
Because
is
you
all
can't,
that's
you
important.
can't forget that.
I'm sorry,
That's
you
just who
cannot look at
are.
Paul and forget you're gay.
That's just who you are.
When you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, right. So okay, so now Will is doing a story for The Spectator about this drug that brought him back, because if it helped him, it can help the whole
It can save lives.
it can save lives.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Exactly.
So now, what's his name? Roger?
I was so surprised and happy to see him back on the canvas.
He's good.
The little Elvis
Roger.
look-alike.
Played by John Enos.
John Enos.
Do you know who he is?
Wait a minute, John Enos is on the show?
Yeah.
He was on the show back in November, and they brought him back for an episode just
And of
now.
course, you've worked with him as well, right? Because you've worked with everyone.
I've never worked with John. I just know
Okay.
him through the business. I think he's very talented.
He's
He's
amazing.
a good guy.
And yeah, I have not worked with him yet.
Oh, okay.
He
Yes.
was amazing. He
Yes.
was on for, I mean, in a brief time a few months back, and now he was on just for one day, but
Right.
he's
But-
always fun to watch.
But he
always
brought
looks
he brought back
quirky.
they brought him back for a reason to bring Will Dr.
diary,
Rolf's diary,
yes.
because now
the mad scientist
because
diary.
Will needs to know the formula for the drug. He knows like what can be done with the drug, but he doesn't know how to make
How
the
to
drug.
do
Right.
it.
So that's where that storyline is at. Like,
Yeah.
and then Paul, the gorgeous doting boyfriend wants to help him, and they're
Who's
laying him
worried too.
a little bit.
'Cause
Yeah,
he's a little-
he's a
there's
little.
little ranges.
You did see a little bit of hesitation from him wanting Will, because when you go, But the thing is, Paul's been in Salem a short time, but he knows what's up, and he knows, people get into crap.
Yeah, they
So
get into a
he's-
mess.
He's protecting his boyfriend.
But I love the little insinuations of how this drug has been used in the past, obviously by John, on John. And
See, I don't remember that. I don't remember that happening, but
I think Dr. Craig had to go find that drug.
I
With-
that
I mean,
was
or
probably
it was
part of the
they'll need someone to come
storyline.
administer it. Why not
I
a
think
world-renowned?
There was something that Mike and Carrie went off to California, and that's where we ran. That's where we met Dr. Craig.
Yes.
Yay!
Anyway,
We love Dr. Craig.
yeah,
This was
enough
a
about
good-
Dr. Craig. He never came back from
And
answering that
Mrs.
phone
Craig
call.
Wesley.
And this
Nancy.
is Craig Wesley. But just the insinuations that it's been used, this drug's been used on other people. So
Oh, well, yeah, but
my
we don't
first
know.
thought was
Well, yeah.
EJ, obviously EJ.
Well, no, because we know EJ's alive, because when Kristen came back for that
Right.
split second, she was
With
like, "You
that
could have had
fabulous
the
red
real
dress
thing."
on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Eileen Davidson.
Ugh,
Just,
she's
Great.
fabulous.
She's great.
Love that
Oh,
one.
my living word.
So now, well, I don't believe that anyone that's died in the past
Well,
2.5
you know
years,
what? It just
except Bo,
raises-
he can stay dead.
It-
But everyone else everyone else,
Shade.
like,
Dish and shade.
I'm just like, okay, who's, like, what are we supposed to believe now? Like, are we, like, anytime someone dies, we're not going to believe it. And we're not going to be, and one of the reasons I started watching this show is because, like, it brought out emotions in me. Like, it brought out, frustration, it brought out happiness, but then it brought out sadness. And that was when someone passed away. They would have a
Right.
funeral, and they would have these speeches. But now that they have this seemingly simple way to just be like, oh, we're bringing him back. He got, injected. Like, there's not going to be any mourning. Like, it's not going to be sad.
Because
when
there's
someone
always that,
dies.
maybe there's that hope they'll come back.
But the
right?
the only time I think that someone really dies on one of these shows is if the actor or the actress dies.
passes away.
And-
But
and-
even
and-
even
and
then,
they can recast, of course.
even then,
But-
Joe. Well, and if they recasted the role of Stefano, I would never forgive them. But Joe Mascola
wouldn't
passed
ever do
away, but
that.
they've kept the character. Stefano's alive. He's just
But they
missing.
just talk about him.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Of course.
But they can't recast Stefano.
No, that's impossible.
No.
No.
Don't do it.
No.
No, they can't.
They can't. That man was just amazing.
Irreplaceable.
Yeah. So.
So who else do
now,
you think?
So now, huh?
Who else besides EJ?
Paige, Serena.
Oh, yeah.
All those people that were victims of Ben.
Oh, right.
No,
No, I have to remember. I have to go
Yes.
back. Come on, I'm doing.
It's a lot to
leapfrog.
remember.
Follow the dots.
Listen,
Way
I've been
back.
off the canvas for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, quite a while.
A while.
A while.
A while. Okay, so back to so where we left off, they throughout reading the diary, but they still don't have the formula.
They don't
right?
have
So
the
that's-
how-to.
Right. Okay, so
But
now
do they finish going through the diary? Do they know there's no how-to in the diary at this point?
I don't
Or are they
think
still going through it?
I think they're still going through it. They
Okay.
did not find the formula that can make the drug.
Okay.
And that's what they're looking for.
Okay.
Because without that, like, they can't do anything.
So how are they going to find this? That was my question. Like, okay, flip through the pages. Or
Well,
just
we have to
go
keep
the
watching
end
and
of the
find
diary.
out.
I think they have to call Dr. Craig Wesley.
There was one moment where because they were like, oh, his writing is so horrible, and Paul was like, does that say processed cheese? And he looks at it, he goes, no, it says Princess Gina.
I know. I'm so glad they referenced that. That was priceless.
That was just one of those moments I was like, that was cute.
That was very cute. Yay, Ron. That was good. That was good writing team.
Processed cheese. Because that's how I thought of that storyline way back in the day. I wasn't a fan of it, so
Processed cheese.
But not that I'm not a fan of processed cheese, but whatever. Anyway, so moving on.
Yeah. So
Moving ahead.
Yet
segueing into
yet another.
Ooh.
This year has been a bloodbath
It
on
has.
this show.
It has.
So many-
but I
and-
have to say, just the beginning of the week with Kate and Vivian, I just love them so much together. I
That-
just love them.
I love them like as
They're
rivals.
fierce.
It's just
And
like-
they play off each other
Louise Sorel,
so well.
and, I mean, they're
and the
just
way they
fierce.
deliver their lines towards each other, like you know that these two women loathe each other.
And you can see
with
that
reason.
The chemistry is there because of the
Yeah.
history.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And so
Well, and Louise Sorel even said, like, Lauren, like, way back when they were recasting Kate, Lauren was the obvious choice. Like she wanted Lauren to play, like, after auditioning and testing, so, like, it was just organic that they...
from the get-go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the day when they did tests.
Do they not anymore?
I never tested
It's
for Craig.
Oh no.
No.
Well, you're...
It was a different situation.
Well, you're a friendly guy, and you were known. So,
No, I really. It was a 2-day rule. And
oh,
they-
that's right. You started out as 2 day, and then they brought you back
Yeah.
like a year later, like
almost.
full time. Yeah.
Yeah. But enough about me. Go ahead, Kate and
but Leo gets exposed
Uh-huh.
for working with Vivian, which I thought was an
That moment where
hysterical
he's
moment,
like,
right?
he turned me
Yes.
down flat, and then he walks in, "Hey boss,
Hey,
what's
boss."
up?" And that was like my caption contest
he's,
moment.
He's just my masseuse. Yes, that's
Oh.
why he calls me boss.
That was why I
Yes.
did laugh out loud at that moment. I don't know why. I just
And he
did,
sat
though.
between the two of them.
Well, yeah, and the way
then
he the way he sauntered in, just like, "Hey boss, what's up?" And he's like, "Oh."
Who is this? This is.
It's Greg Rickard
Yes.
from Y&R is now on Days. And
Oh,
he's playing.
wow.
He's playing Leo, a homosexual. Who,
Yay for gays
who
on
was,
Days.
Yay for gays on Days, and so
It's
Leo,
fabulous.
this character was hired by Vivian to seduce Sonny Kyriakis. What Vivian is trying to do is take down the Kyriakis Empire
Again?
again.
Yeah, that's great.
Again, because that's what Vivian does.
That's
She
what
did,
Vivian
you know
does.
what? When
She
she has
lives
nothing
for.
to do, she goes back to basics.
That's what she
you know?
lives for.
I remember
So-
I remember when Vivian had a chip planted in her.
Oh my gosh!
And
yeah.
Stefano was going
in her
click.
tooth,
And-
and,
and-
he
right.
would have to hit a remote, and she would just go.
Yeah.
Haywire.
And she was hysterical.
She's
I
magic.
love Louise Sorel.
She's good, yeah. And we were happy to have her back. I guess maybe she'll be back. We don't know now.
We shall see.
Well, because let's go through it.
But what? Yeah.
Because another argument ensued. Kate threatened to expose her now that Kate knows, like, oh, you've been trying to do this. You said this in the bunker. I have Marlena, as a
witness,
backup, as a
right.
witness, so you're going down. And Vivian's like, oh, really? Well, here's a gun. I'm a shoot ya.
But back up really quick. I loved
Did I miss
Vivian trying to persuade Kate to come over
Oh,
to
well,
the
yeah.
dark side.
Yeah.
Join me.
And
Never
for a
gonna
second,
She was tempted. She was, right?
I think maybe for a
that look in her eye. Was
maybe
like,
for a second and then she came to reality and was like, no, this woman's crazy.
yeah.
I can't
But
team
for a
up with
moment,
her.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I thought, oh my gosh, can she cross over? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
it
would
would be horrible. It'd
I don't
be
think
fun and horrible.
if
but-
Kate has any sense about her, she would never go against Victor again because Victor just ruined her life.
Yeah.
She came back.
No,
but
I'm glad she
Yeah.
fought. She fought the demons and
fought the
won.
demons,
But
yeah.
in fighting the demons, Vivian pulls
Well, no.
the gun
So there
on
was
her.
there was a struggle for the
Yes.
gun. Of course, the gun goes off. We see Vivian just lying on the floor when
and
Stefan
well,
comes
Stefan's checking the mail.
in.
know.
checking for his visa bill.
I've been in the hospital
He's
for
like,
a while.
what's
Let me
going
see
on
what's
in
the
there?
mail.
Yeah.
And here's the screaming women in the library.
I just have to tell you, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But it is so crazy to hear you talk about it. Just,
It's crazier than the actual
because-
storyline.
When we really sit there and look at it. So, hello, audience out there. We know what this is, but it is just.
Mary
said the
Beth,
same
Mary Beth
thing.
Evans was here a few weeks ago, and she was just like,
I know. It's like.
she's like, I can't keep up. She's like, it's amazing.
And
how much
she's
you guys
there.
know.
She's
yeah,
there.
and she's like in it. So Vivian gets shot.
Oh dear.
She gets shot at the end of an episode, and in the second act of the next episode, she's dead. That was like the there was no drama
Were you
trying to
expecting
revive
that?
her.
Wait a minute.
No.
She gets hauled over to
There's
the
usually
hospital.
at least an episode of them like trying to revive her or trying
Yes.
to save her or some kind of drama. There was nothing. It was like second act. Not Mary Beth. Kayla comes out and is like, Vivian Alamain's dead. I was like, well, that was freaking fast. Okay.
And it wasn't Stefan threatened Kate.
He did. Well, yeah,
before
because
the
now.
news.
Yeah.
If anything happens to my mother, did he say revenge? He
said
will destroy you.
yeah.
Or
He said the R
It's
word.
in my notes, which aren't up here, but
The
yeah,
soap
he
R
said
word.
no. He told Vivian's dead body, "I will avenge your death."
That's it. Okay,
And
that's
Kate
what I'm thinking.
Somehow made it back there and was overhearing his. What I like that they're doing, and they used to do this when I first started watching the show back in the '90s. The characters would have like outer monologues, and that's how all of their crap would
Yes.
get revealed.
That was very big
Yeah.
on Days.
And they're starting that again, and I kind of.
No.
I
Yeah.
I kind of like it because it's
If
nostalgic
it's just
for me.
sprinkled in there. I don't
Yeah.
like one continuous
It's not all the time.
all the time, but every once
Every
in a
now
while
and
because
then.
you're not expecting it anymore.
And it's just a good like.
It's just a good way to recap. It's a
Yeah,
recap.
exactly. So then we see Vivian as Paul and Will are looking through the diary,
And
talking
again,
about
this
this
is
drug.
another tactic that Days has been doing more and more of. Two scenes happening
The
simultaneously.
juxtapiposition, yeah.
Yes.
And then
It's
flipping
so
back. Yeah,
perfect.
it's good.
It's perfect.
It is. So then we see Vivian get injected in the chest. So now we're like, all right, maybe she's not. She's gonna come back soon. But now that we know, it's so easy for them to just be like, oh, he's not dead. They're not dead. They just got injected with that drug. Can we really believe that anybody that's died since Will or around the time Will did any of those people, like I said, except Bo, did any of them actually, or are they around somewhere? Are they in Memphis, Tennessee, or Galveston, Texas, or hiding out somewhere?
Well, that's
you know?
the food for thought. That as
Yeah.
a viewer, you're thinking,
Well, and I think that
Where
I
is
think
this
it's
going?
I think they're intentionally planting that seed. You know, like maybe Andre's not dead. Maybe you know.
It just keeps you on your feet.
And that's why
Not on
I'm
your
like,
feet, on your toes.
Well, it
It
does
keeps
make
you
me
guessing.
It does make me want to
keeps
know.
you guessing.
It does make me interested. Like, where are they going with this?
yes.
So
I just want to know who's the chief of staff of University Hospital.
Kayla Brady, I
Yes.
think, right? Is Kayla chief of staff?
She
now?
is chief of staff.
Yeah, she's
Remember,
always at the
she had-
hospital. It's
she
the
had
only
the
place she
authority
goes.
to go into
How did
Abby's
she
records.
all of a sudden become chief of staff? I don't go into it. I know how.
Girl, you had your time as chief of staff.
Listen, let me tell you something. I would have.
You fought for it and you got it.
I
So
fought for it. I got it, and then I went to answer a phone call, and that was it.
And that was it.
and you're done. And you're done. No
That
phone
was it.
calls on the. Okay, so that was Vivian. Those were our big
Yeah, you got it all.
Well, and then we have Chloe.
Who's Chloe?
Chloe.
Chloe and Teresa. That was
Oh,
the other.
right, of
that was
course.
the other
Wait,
big.
wait.
I thought you
the
said
other big
Chloe.
story.
Wait, who's Chloe?
Chloe.
That was a joke.
Who is Chloe?
Chloe is your daughter.
Daughter.
She's your
baby
daughter,
girl.
and she always is getting herself into crap.
She needs her
She really
daddy.
needs. She
Will
really
you-
needs
will you please
some
do
fatherly.
You know what?
Like,
She needs more than
advice.
fatherly advice right now.
She needs father and motherly advice. I think.
She needs more
and
fatherly.
sisterly.
She needs more fatherly
and
advice
a teenage
right now.
sisterly.
Because she's had
advice.
motherly advice a lot.
And then look where she's
And look
ended
where
up.
she ends up.
Yes.
I'm always available to go back and give her advice, but no, they just seem to be bringing the mother advice in. No.
There needs to be a balance.
I think there
Daddy
to-
needs some time with
I
his
think
little
they need
girl.
to
Papa
build
Craig
that-
needs to
Yes,
come back.
Papa
and
Craig.
I think the Wesley living room should be remounted on the set.
Right. Well, yeah. So Chloe got forced going to Mexico.
Oh no.
She's been kidnapped.
She just came
Forced.
back.
She was kidnapped.
She just got back to Salem and was kidnapped because some crazy, what is he, a drug
lord,
A drug
yes.
lord saw her performance in Vienna, became
Mateo.
obsessed with her, and now wants her to be her, especial lady
She
or
is
whatever.
his
Not
new
the same
obsession.
drug that brings you back to life.
No.
No. These are like bad drugs.
These
These
are
are these are like
cartel
the
drugs.
cocaines and
Yes.
These are street drugs.
The drugs
Yeah.
that destroy, not
yeah.
Enhance.
enhance.
Very
Enliven.
good. Very good.
I'm a doctor.
So now, but then when Chloe, that happened last week where Teresa was there, and it's like, oh right, it's the same person that Teresa was involved with and made her leave Brady and what's the kid's name? Tate. So now they're trying to plot to escape.
Right.
Hmm.
And the plot is they need evidence because they just can't leave.
I got
Because
lost
if they
in this
leave,
one, so-
they just can't leave because Mateo will hunt them down.
Right.
They need to actually get evidence of his
Uh-huh.
cartel.
And once again, Chloe played Tea Spiller talking about like, well, it's because they were talking about Brady and Eve, and Teresa was like, "Are you telling me he's with my sister?" And Chloe was like, "Look, you're the one that left."
Yeah.
Whoa, snap.
Chloe, your
You
daughter.
snooze, you lose.
Your daughter is also like the tea spiller of Salem. We've decided because she gets information about people and holds it until a moment where she's just like, "Look, this is what's happening," and then she's halfway through it. I really shouldn't say anything.
Yes.
She's like one of those people. She like spills a little
perfect.
bit, and then like, oh, I
She
really
wipes it
shouldn't.
up.
She's perfect. Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's happened so many times over different writers too.
It's just the way she's written.
And so
That's how she's written.
so now Chloe was given a dress.
Yes,
and was like,
because
"This is what you're
she's
wearing
going
tonight."
to have dinner with it's Mateo, right?
Mateo, but
El Fidel.
El Fidel.
El Fidel.
I was like, are these two different people or is this the
No,
same
that's
person?
just his head
Right.
honcho name, El
and
Fidel.
then at the very end of Friday's episode, Teresa found her way out.
Yes.
Man, it didn't take her very long.
We have to talk about the argument, the fake argument between
that was funny.
Chloe and Teresa, which ensued. That's how she was able. Teresa
Right,
was able
get
to get
the
the
keys.
key.
Wait,
Right.
was it a fake argument?
It was a fake.
They were putting on a
argument.
fake argument.
Yes, in front of Miguel.
I happened to miss that episode.
Oh, it was so good.
You can catch up online.
They're name calling and like, wow.
Yeah. And they
it
fell
was
on the
great.
bed. They wrestled and fell on the bed.
tussled,
How is my?
And then got the keys from Miguel, and that's how she got into the room.
She got into the room, did a little bit of searching, and found exactly what she
Of
needed
course.
in
They
a
always
short
do.
amount of time. And then
that's-
Xander and his glorious chest came back. Buenos dias.
Is that what he said? Buenos
Buenos dias.
Yes.
And I was just like, ooh, and a baby tight t-shirt too. Yes.
With his great hair.
Oh
He's
my
got
God.
his great
Who
hair.
It
is
was
this?
fine. This
Uh,
is
Xander's a whole mess
This
of
is wait. I
trouble.
just want you to know, some of the Days fans are going to see this, and even some of the higher ups are going to see this, and they go, "He doesn't know one thing that's going on in the show. He's not coming back." Okay, go ahead.
So now Xander is back with his nice chest.
Yes.
Can't get over that part. And so
Down.
Xander's
did we
back
know?
with what? What's he back
did we
with?
know? Like, did we know that Xander was down in Mexico, or is he
I
supposed to be in
don't
jail,
think
or where did
so.
we?
I don't know where
leave off
He
with
was
Xander.
it?
floating out at sea on a chest.
On his
On
chest.
his chest.
On his chest.
They're very. It's got some.
Because that's
what do
all you need
call
when
it?
you're Xander.
That's the word buoyancy.
That's all you need when you're Xander. I didn't know where
I know
he
Tony's
was.
gonna be happy. Tony's a big Xander fan.
It's like a hope
Speaking of
chest.
Tony,
It is a hope
let's
chest.
do a little shout out to Tony and Mark.
Oh, hi,
'cause
Tony
they're
and
both-
Mark.
They're both
They're
working
at
today.
RuPaul's
That's
Drag Con in
case
downtown
you're
LA.
wondering where they
that's
are.
great.
They may we didn't get fan of the week, or wait, we didn't get three snaps or quote of
or
the week,
quote of
so
the
they may
week,
post
so
that on social
Be on the
separately if they have
lookout. They
time.
may or may not.
But they're
we'll miss you
busy.
guys.
DragCon's a big thing, so they're very busy.
Yes.
V busy.
Be busy.
busy.
So yeah, you get
so
us this week, yeah.
To answer your question, I didn't know Xander was in Mexico. I
Okay.
didn't know where Xander, if he was in jail. I had no idea what. Maybe the fans in the chat room
Maybe he was in
know a
Chesterfield.
little bit of the.
Michael
Oh,
is
you are
in-
bad. Oh my
Missouri.
god.
He's what?
Maybe he was
He's in Chesterfield.
Chesterfield, Missouri.
Missouri.
I wouldn't mind being in. Anyway, so that's where that storyline ended.
And it's one of those storylines of what is he doing there?
Yeah, what is he?
What does he have
well,
to
again,
do with all of this?
That's why they did it last scene on Friday, because now you're like,
More will be
Gay?
revealed.
That's
gay?
the
Did you say
extent
gay?
of my Spanish. K.
Oh, K.
Okay.
¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? Es
Every-
en El Mexico.
Yes.
El Mexico.
K? Yes.
Anyway, that's my Spanish. Okay, so you know what these people need?
What do they
I think
need?
What do they
everyone
need? Tell us,
they
Michael.
need some guidance, some advice.
They do.
And you know
Who
what?
can they get that from?
This podcast that Maria Menounos has on iTunes, it's free, so there's no reason that they can't at least try it. But Conversations with Maria Menounos, podcast edition, is hosted by our AfterBuzz founder Maria Menounos and drops every Friday on iTunes. It features celebrity and influencer interviews, along with secrets and tips on how to be better in all aspects of your life, like maybe not getting kidnapped to Mexico.
Right.
Or,
It's good
you know,
advice.
not struggling with someone that has a gun. I guess if they're going to shoot you, maybe you should try to struggle, but, you know, whatever. So let our Maria be the big sister you never had, from health and wellness to career and relationships. Just go to iTunes and subscribe to Conversations with Maria Menounos. Again, it's free. So be sure to rate and comment, and when you do, let Maria know that it was us, Dishin
Dishin
Days,
Days.
that got you there. So Conversations with Maria Menounos podcast edition on iTunes.
It's really
Check it
a great
out.
podcast. She always
Yeah.
She always slays it.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
just
she's
so
good.
great.
She's good people.
Yeah.
All right, so
Next, we
and
just
it
got the little tidbit stuff.
and little tidbits.
Yeah?
Little tidbits.
Okay, so let's just start with Steve and Stefan. I mean, it's like a tid. It's like a tid.
I loved
it's
it
so
when,
tiny of a
when
moment.
Steve came into the room and like closed the
Let
blinds
me
using
tell
his
you,
cane.
Not only does he close the blinds, he starts folding up.
Stephen Nichols is.
folding
I
up
think
the
Stephen
cane.
Nichols is like.
I was scared.
He's very.
I don't care.
I think
if
he's making the best of this kind of.
I felt bad for Stefan for a moment. I felt
Really?
Like, oh,
I didn't.
He's gonna be beaten.
I was like, good. He should
Steve
be
is
beaten.
going to beat him.
Stefano should send the guy that he's. Remember when Stefano sent the guy to cut Rafe's you know what off like years ago?
Oh
Chess.
yes.
Huh?
Chess.
Just chess. Yes. We'll just say chess.
Sure. Yeah, he should have sent that. Send that guy in.
I don't know. I thought Steve was very effective, and I love that
Oh yeah.
moment. I love that.
He was very intense.
Yes.
And he's very Papa Uncle, which is good. Yeah.
Love
and
that.
I like that they're I wasn't really thrilled. I was like, oh, they're making Steve like they're going blind and he's just walking around like. That's not the character, They're kind of making him a victim, but I think
It hasn't been that way, though.
No, it hasn't,
No,
and
at
that's good.
all.
And I think Stephen
He's been the
Nichols is
hero.
making like the most of it.
Stephen
Over
Nichols
and
is an
over.
incredible actor.
Yeah.
He's
He's very
phenomenal.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been badass, sight or no sight. He's
And then
badass.
Kayla kind of came in to like cool his jets, but even she was kind of like, I don't know, should I let him?
Yeah, tempting.
Yeah, but she's got her oaths and whatever.
Yeah.
Trivia.
Yes.
What soap opera was Mary Beth Evans a part of with Kevin Spiritas, formerly Kevin Blair, before she got Days?
Before she got Days.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't GH.
No. Before she got Days, back in the 80s.
Let's leave that question open.
That's
Maybe
so-
someone will call in.
Yes.
There you
It's
go.
on the tip of
Please.
my tongue.
That's
Let's look in the
good.
chat room.
No,
Let's
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's see if the
that
chat
might
room
just,
has
That might
anything.
just come through.
Uncle Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Emmy Eileen adored you as Craig. That's what she said.
Hi, Amy.
There's been no answers yet, so
Okay.
as the world turns.
No,
No.
let's not go. No, I want to
Oh,
see.
should we
I
wait?
want to see if
Yes, we're
somebody
gonna wait.
comes through with it,
Okay.
and then let's wait on it. Quick recap with Eli, Gabby, JJ, and Lonnie.
They were just kind of
Nobody wants anything to do with anybody. They're both really
Right.
super mad.
Yeah.
Nice moments with Lonnie and Eli.
I liked the moment where Lonnie like stormed out of the Brady pub. I don't know why, but I was like, okay, I like that.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I like a good
I like
storm
them
out of-
together. I
out
don't
of the
know.
pub.
I always
Guiding
like
light?
them together.
No.
Stop it.
He's-
Rafe and Hope fighting, and
Okay,
Lucas
but
and Kate fighting.
Rafe and Hope had a moment though when
Which
at the
one?
very end where she came and was like, oh, Abigail confessed, so now her statement's gonna go a long way and get and they kind of embraced and they had a
embraced.
moment and then like because it was so funny because they're like, wait, there was a shooting at the Demira, like what? There was a shooting at the like Kate
was-
shot Vivian.
what a night.
And even Rafe was like, what'd you get yourself into now?
I love that line. That was hysterical. What'd you get yourself into now, Kate?
And she's like,
It
you
wasn't
know,
my fault.
she's like, it wasn't my
It
fault.
wasn't my fault.
But she ain't sorry.
It was her fault.
You know the thing is, it's
did
not
it.
her fault, but she ain't sorry about
She
it.
started it.
But Lauren has this wonderful way of going, but I don't know. It
I
wasn't-
don't
And she
know.
backs up from, I just
Yeah.
love her.
Yeah.
She has this wonderful way of not overdoing anything, but just,
Mhm.
how could it possibly have been?
Right. She's good.
Love, love, love.
Mhm.
Yes. And then Lucas and Kate. Lucas came to check on Mama because he
Yes.
heard.
Yeah.
Oh, and we also had Victor and Maggie. Victor reveling and
I
like.
love the
Yeah, and I can't
time.
remember
Yeah.
the Shakespeare line he said, but he's like, "Ding dong, the witch is
Yeah.
dead." He like couldn't have been more happier that Vivian was dead.
I love the
Aw.
time that they had this week with Victor and Maggie.
Yeah,
I'm so glad
and they're
they had
kind of
that
like,
time together.
and
Yeah.
we're reminded that Victor knows that Teresa didn't just up and leave, that and he
You
kind
can
of
see him
dropped a
struggling.
hint.
You can see him struggling.
Yeah, he dropped a hint. Even Maggie mentioned it's like, well, you mentioned the other day that it wasn't Teresa's fault, and he's like, oh well, and backtracks. I don't remember exactly.
And well,
what he
that goes into the whole Even Brady storyline.
said. Yeah,
You know, them finally, and it was that usage of they're reconnecting, they're bonding.
Yeah.
And then
Then
Teresa finds the key, and you
Yeah.
know she's coming back, and you're.
but then
oh
when Brady
my God.
interrupts the proposal, or not Brady, Victor interrupts the proposal.
Yes.
And you're like, okay, is he gonna go?
Do you think he's
Is he
gonna
gonna
tell?
pull a Chloe and just spill everything?
Tea everywhere.
Tea everywhere.
Tea everywhere.
Tea everywhere.
He's gonna tell. There's no other reason for him to be there if he's not gonna tell them, right?
Unless they just want us to think he's gonna tell, and then he backtracks and is like, oh,
He
wait, I
doesn't
can't.
walk. He doesn't leave the house for no reason.
Okay,
right?
you know what?
You guys-
Good point.
So
You
he-
guys-
Good point.
He is
I-
there.
Victor doesn't get off
He is
his
there to
chair unless he
spill
has a
tea.
mission. Very true.
He has
Okay.
a conscience. God,
He
don't
does.
tell anybody, but Victor, he's got.
He's a
conscience.
softie when it comes to certain people, and he's a dick when it comes to everybody else.
Are you allowed to say dick on a podcast?
I don't know.
A vodcast?
They say it on primetime television now before 10
That's
o'clock.
right, they
so
do. They do.
I guess that's, I don't know.
You should
Yeah.
hear what they say after 10. Okay.
Let's get into our segments.
Yes.
Segments.
Yes, shall we?
Designer Days is first.
Designer
Tammy.
Days is first.
Do we have the music? There it is. That's what we were waiting for.
Twirl it.
Can't believe he's dead.
I know. I can't think about
It's
it.
so hard. It's so hard.
I can't think about it.
Ugh.
It makes me ill.
Okay.
Okay.
That was an uplifting.
so-
Brighter
moment.
news. Brighter news.
So I was going to go with the obvious, which would have been Teresa's fantastic red little jumpsuit. But you know what? When Suzanne Rogers walked into the living room of the Kiriakis mansion,
Her hair looked good too.
okay. Age, the number is irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
It's irrelevant. I'm only going to make it relevant that this amazing creature is 74 years old.
God.
Wow.
And she walked into this room sexy, sassy, alive, and you can just tell in her body,
Yeah.
her body talk,
Yeah.
the way she's just, here I am.
And that's because she was a rockette.
She was.
Was she?
Like back in the day.
Come
yeah.
on, yes.
Oh my gosh, I
She and I
love
have
this
that,
trivia.
She and I have that Broadway boom.
That history.
I love Suzanne.
Yeah.
I love
And even when we saw her at the daytime Emmys, she is so vibrant and so alive
Okay.
and inspirational. So I love this outfit. She can. It doesn't matter how old somebody is. This outfit, if you can carry it,
she wears the dress. The dress
She-
doesn't wear her.
There you go.
She wears her spirit.
Yeah.
She
Mhm.
doesn't wear her age because it's irrelevant. She
Right.
wears her spirit, and that's what I
All
love.
right.
So it goes to Suzanne
Good job.
Rogers.
She
Woo!
looked good. I just noticed her hair looked really good. I was like, her hair's all bouncy and big. And...
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah. All right,
now, our
and now
next
it's
segment.
time for
Paparazzi.
Caption That.
Wait. Who
To-
said the caption that?
Caption That. No, Tony, our
He was up at
founder
3 in the
and
morning.
lead, Yeah.
Caption that. Okay,
Caption
I love
that.
it. I love it. I will be tuning in here again. Okay.
So this week's picture is of Kate and Leo of the moment Leo walked in all, hey boss, what's up? And then realizing, oh, Kate's here. And so I thought that would be a good moment for a lot of fart jokes this week. I shouldn't have said that I was going to pick a fart joke because everyone was just like, ew, Kate, did you fart? But I was like, I can't do that again. Not yet.
Such a sophisticated show.
I know, right? Well, sophistication right here. But okay.
Sophistication, encompassing and taking up the
Right
area
over
right to my
here.
left.
Okay, so this week's caption is from Carolyn Carolyn
It's from
DeBays
Carolyn.
Negron from Facebook. I'm so sorry if I butchered your name, but this line spoke to me because it's Leo looking at Kate and he says, "Crap, all straight women look alike to me."
Oh.
Oh my god.
And there you have it.
Fabulous.
I mean,
Fabulous.
Yeah,
And
I don't know.
chic.
I just thought it was a funny little quirky line.
Quirky line.
Congratulations, Carolyn.
Congratulations, Carolyn.
No, it's the.
But he can't get designer days.
Okay, and like we said, Tony and Mark aren't here. They'll probably post their quote of the week and 3 Snaps Award online if they have time. And now,
They have time.
we'd
This
like
is
to talk to our
perfect.
esteemed gentleman guest.
This is
Wait,
like
is
the,
this
it?
the
Is
this
fun
it?
stuff. This is it.
This is you. This is
Mr.
all you.
Spiritas.
It's your show now.
Boom. Okay.
We leave the room.
Hi.
No, I'm kidding.
Thanks for
So,
having me
yeah, you're welcome. So tell us what you've been up to. You left Days about
100 years ago.
100 years ago, approximately.
I think it
Salem
was
time.
I think
It was 2003, yeah. And so, what have you been up to since then? Tell us about.
Well, lots of things. I was learning how to put headsets on. I've done some Broadway. I've done some
You've done a lot,
producing,
yeah.
I've done some one-man shows, singing. I popped over to One Life to Live for a while when I moved back to New York. What else? You know, my head is so full of so much stuff that I
Right.
can't remember. But the main thing that I have been working on, as anybody can tell if they're following our social media on Facebook or Twitter, or Instagram is a Days alum, colleague, a writer, an ex-writer, Michael Slade, and I ran into each other in the gym.
This is the creative process.
This is
Oh yeah.
Wait, no,
which
wait.
is
It starts in the gym.
fantastic.
This is actually. Patricia called me up one day and said, "I'm going to take you to the ISA Awards. We're going to give out some awards." I went, "What are the ISAs?" She says, "I'm coming to New York, and you're going to help me." I went, "Okay."
And when Patricia calls, you say okay.
Oh, when
You
she
say
calls,
okay.
you answer.
Okay.
You say,
all
okay.
Oh, she's going to be mad at you.
And you'll hear about it.
Oh, yeah. So we went to the ISAs, and that's when I learned that this business had taken a fast turn into digital and
digital
internet.
world.
And that
Oh, and
was
to those
just
who don't know,
really-
it's the Independent Spirit.
yeah, it's the
Award,
Indie
right?
Spirit. No, it's the Indie Series Award.
Indie Series Award. Okay.
And one that caught my eye was Sebastian Lacazze's Hustling. He was great. It was great. And I just rushed him after the show. He took all the awards that year. And I said, "Dude, I'm Kevin Spiritas. I was on a soap." And he goes, "I know you are, Kevin." I just was like, "You were so talented. I got to work with you. You know, I got to." So if you do a second season. So he wrote something on for me, and that sort of got the bug going.
Familiarize yourself with
Yeah, I
that
kind of
whole
learned. I kind
genre.
of learned some of the slippery ropes, so to speak, of web series. And then the following year, I jumped onto a little show called Winterthorn.
Such a great show.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that was the first year that the Academy had opened up the nominations
Yeah.
for digital.
You got nominated for that.
Oh, shucks, man. No. Yes, I did.
Yes.
No, I did. I was very excited. And then I started thinking, I want to do a show about something I know. And that's when I started thinking, what do I know? And I didn't see roles coming down the peak, or the pike, or the pie, with my name on it. I just was really balancing
very
these on.
very
They're really,
bothersome.
look, they're balancing them. Anyway.
You're such a good sport.
I'm just a sport. I just didn't see parts or roles that had my name on it anymore, or coming down toward me, and I went, I got to make something. I ran into Michael Slade. He introduced himself. I said, let's do a soap. Let's do a new story. You know, it just was sort of like, come on, let's do this. Let's put on a show.
Let's put on a show, kids.
And I said, you know, I want to do a show about a gay man who's single and going back into the dating world. And he actually had some other stories that he had been thinking about and that he had been kind of percolating on his own. And that's where the two came together. And we sat down for about, I'm going to say 5-6 weeks.
So you married two different
No, we
ideas
both,
initially?
well,
or,
we just
or
wanted
they
to
were
write.
similar?
No, not so much similar. We had ideas that were personal to us, and they all kind of went into the show.
Okay.
And there will be more into the show in the second season, third season, and the 10th season, God
Nice.
willing. But it's doing very well.
And
Anyway,
it's Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime, but
So-
it's called AfterForever. AfterForever, and it is about two gay men in their late 40s, early 50s who are, well, they're married, they have everything. They've been married 15 years, they have love, they have great friends, they have great jobs, and one day they don't. And the story goes on to pointing out what happens when you have loss.
Let's see the trailer.
Oh, right,
for
we got a
this.
trailer.
We do have
And
the
I-
trailer.
Yeah, let's see the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you miss Jason?
Yeah, I do.
Happy anniversary!
A small piece for me, please.
Watching our waist,
I love every inch of him.
And a couple of us know exactly how many inches that is.
Are you dating anyone?
No.
It's been over a year.
Lisa's been making lists.
I haven't been making lists. I've just been thinking about who I know.
The waiter from brunch thought you were very sexy.
He's 21 years old.
He's into older guys.
You will have a life after Jason. Your friends will make sure of it.
Nice tie. Yours too. You're welcome. There's this writer I've been working with. He's super hot. I don't know what it was. That's what's fucking selfish, Brian.
You're the best thing that has ever happened to me. I can't imagine living without you.
You don't have to.
So I finished watching the trailer, and I'm crying.
It's certainly not
And
Dr. Craig.
I text
No.
Michael and I said, I can't watch any of these episodes. I'm already crying at the trailer.
It's good
But
though.
I don't want to give storyline
But it's not
away.
like the show has a
Right.
very, even though like
It's so-
the base is kind of like, you know, a negative moment. It has a positive feeling
it's
to it.
The writing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The writing.
Michael and I, we wanted to have something representing middle-aged men, gay men.
I hate that word, middle age.
Well, it just it
going
is.
back to the whole number thing. Like,
Yeah, well, it's true though.
Yeah.
And you know, in the gay society, especially, it's either the young twinks, you know, or it's the 80-year-old man down the hall with a cat, who's putting out the news. You know, it's either extreme.
Yeah.
And I told Michael, I said, you know, I personally wanted to do a role that I just kind of would step onto the set and continue my day. We got a great cast. Mitchell Anderson.
I was just going to say.
Mitchell Anderson, I pulled him out of retirement.
Thank you for doing that.
Oh yeah, thank him for thanking,
Oh my
coming on board.
gosh. But you've known each other for.
We knew each other for about 30 years.
Right.
And we've known just good friends, and I said, you've got to come and do this show. It's got your name written all over it. And he read the script, and he graciously said, I will be there. Katie Huffman.
I was just going to say, Katie Huffman is phenomenal. Oh my gosh.
Tony Award-winning actress.
I saw myself in her.
Oh, did you?
It's like, oh, I just get that.
And before we go to the rest of the cast, I just want to say, I want to say that in the story, you said it was very sad. It was very sad, right?
Yes.
Okay. There is a sad story, but when you have loss, when someone dies, a relationship doesn't necessarily end.
Well, we see that.
Love doesn't end, and that part of the story is Michael's. Michael lost his partner of 25 years, and that was just tragic. And we were discussing
25
it.
years,
Yeah,
oh my.
and it's the same diagnosis that we have in here and in this story. And I said to Michael, I said, "Do you still talk to him?" He says, "Every day, every day." So that's what I would think would happen to me, as I have lost friends and family members. I still talk to them.
Yeah.
What would my friend so and so think about this? Or,
Yeah.
So then back to the cast. We have Katie Huffman. We have I was going to say Louise Roussel.
Louise Sorrell.
No. Anita Gillette. She plays Jason's mother, Mitchell's mother. Lenny Wolpe, Michael Urie. He's
From Ugly Betty.
Ugly Betty, and some great Broadway upcoming shows like Torch Song.
Nice.
Who else? Jameson Stern, David Dean Buttrell, and Jim Newman. Jim Newman plays Ron.
Nice.
That's the big kissing scene.
Ron, yes.
Oh yeah, in the bike shorts.
I thought you would have called by now. That
So
was good.
I thought you would have called. Like
my
I
ego
would have.
just went.
No.
I thought you would have called by now.
I kind of thought you would have called me.
Yeah, you know. Look at me.
But it's I tell you what's really exciting is you can go on Amazon. If you have Prime, it's for free. If you don't, download the show, and it's only $11. It's a good date night.
It's good. It's good that like you guys are able. Like I watched the show and I didn't think like I was like 8 minutes. There's not enough time to get anything done in 8 minutes. But it does. It's a lot in a little. But the pacing also. It's not like I feel overwhelmed with the pacing. Like I feel like the show ends and I feel like I just got a good story.
Why did you choose that way of doing things?
Well,
having these
everybody had been
vignettes?
doing web series, and I thought the easiest way to do a show would be to do a web series because everyone was doing them, and I was watching the model happen, and this was like doing a movie. We did 12 days of shooting, and that was it. So it's like being on a.
And it is when you watch it all at once. It's just like watching a movie.
It is.
And I suggest you watch it with someone you love.
Yeah.
And you bring a box.
I watched it with Bimby.
Yes.
Oh, Bimbers.
My little Bimber.
But it's. I will say this. It's a heavy emotional show, or emotionally heavy show.
You do get invested. Like that's one thing I was.
From the beginning.
You do get. Like, you do watch it and you do get invested in what's going on.
And the way we keep Mitchell's character alive, I think, is very.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think it's very honest, and I think it's true to form of how we would work something out in our heads.
And I think one thing that I really enjoyed about it is that how you do the show, the writing of it is unexpected.
Oh.
You know, Mitchell's role was unexpected. How he's portrayed and how he lives through the episodes
Right.
was unexpected for me. The humor in it, despite the gravitas of it, was unexpected.
Well, as Michael says, life is humorous.
Yeah,
And,
even
and then life gets in the way.
Yeah.
You know, there's a moment where Anita is taking off her glasses, and she's caught with emotion because Lenny Wolpe, who plays her husband, is holding her during this very sad moment. And Michael pointed it out to me. He said, I said, we had to take that moment out where she can't get the glasses off. He said, oh no, that happens to me all the time. And I never thought of that. And
Those
I
very
thought,
real
it was so
moments,
real. And
yeah.
then she's like right back there, you know. It's a good show. I'm very proud of it. Michael's very proud of it. I think it's...
You should be proud of it. It's good. It's a good show.
It's a good show.
I give it a 2 thumbs up.
Two thumbs up.
Yeah.
And it's
What else
gay.
is it? And it's what?
It's not just gay, it's universal.
It is. No,
It
it's
It is universal.
Go check it out on Amazon.
Amazon
If you have Amazon
Prime.
Prime, which everybody does, it's free. Just go search After Forever. Looking for something to do tonight? Watch it.
And share
look
it.
up-
Share
After
the
Forever.
show.
Look up After Forever, the series.
The series.
Intends to come up better that way.
Oh,
or
okay.
put
Okay.
one of our names in it.
Right.
Not yours, mine.
No, but his. One of his. Don't put my name on Amazon.
And then tell the world how much you love it. By
Yes, that's the important thing.
We have
Shows
got
like
such
this need to be
incredible-
shared.
We've got such incredible
Word of mouth
reviews.
is really, really important.
But it's
so.
on the Amazon site that gets the stars.
And you can do it in the. I did it on my Roku app. So it's
Did you
very.
really?
Yeah.
That's
Because
awesome.
they have a Prime Video app, so
Yes.
I was just able to pull it up on my TV, old-fashioned style.
He's going to do it. He's going to come in and do mine.
So yeah, After Forever, the series on Amazon. Check it out. And now, the moment, we have very few minutes left. We
Yes.
need to address the elephant in the room, which was Wednesday of this week, and the news that came out.
Oh, I heard about this elephant.
When I woke up and looked at my Twitter,
And it was
I
blowing
actually
up.
started the night before. Some Daytime Confidential posted about it, and I was like, then I went to bed. It was around 11, you know. So then I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, it's true. Marcy Miller has decided not to renew her contract
Yes,
with the show.
she's leaving
She'll
the
be,
show.
according to Soap Opera Digest, she's wrapping up this month. Not sure when. So if she wraps up now, we have her on screen until November. And she has really been like the golden girl of the show this year.
She has.
She's,
You
know,
know,
she
it
was
was a-
nominated for
it
lead
was a tough-
nominated for lead Emmy her second year.
Tough pair of shoes.
And a
to
tough pair of
fill.
shoes to fill.
And that role, just in and of itself.
And the
is not an
material they
easy
gave
role.
her,
And
they
it-
just, and I think they saw
Of
like
Abigail.
they saw her talent, and so they were like, okay, we're gonna write this stuff for her, and she ran with it, and she did an
Yeah,
amazing
she's
job.
created
Wasn't
a
this
very solid.
Macy's?
Kate Mancy, yes.
Kate Mancy's role.
Yes, who
Speaking of
is
Kate Mancy, the second
returning.
part to this role is that Kate Mancy is reprising the role.
Yes, for a short time.
And
it
that
says, whatever
created
that
a lot
means.
of, Twitter went off.
Because people have now fallen in love with.
Yeah.
Marcy,
Well, because
yeah.
Kate Mancy was very popular, and then they
Very.
brought in Marcy Miller, who was visually different, and so a lot of
And the energy, everything was different.
it was a more mature,
Everything was
more maturity, basically, and you probably remember this from when you were on the show and like the online chat boards and stuff, and how
I'm sorry, the
how
chat
catty
boards
they
were
was-
just starting when my
okay,
tenure was ending.
So now it's all on Twitter.
Yeah, I know.
Like, and there were people like, oh yeah, and then there were people like, oh no. For me, like I liked Kate Mancy and I love Marcy Miller now, and so it was almost like when I read that Marcy Miller was leaving, I was like, oh my god, what's good? And then they were like, oh, but Kate Mancy's coming back. I'm like, oh.
Oh, yay!
Okay,
But I'm torn.
Good.
Isn't that song
But then-
torn between
But then,
two?
I guess it's only Soap Opera Digest says it's just for short term, quote
Right.
unquote. So
We'll
we'll see if
We'll
that's.
see, though.
And there's speculation.
We'll
They're
see.
just bringing her in to wrap it up, or I hope and I really hope they don't go the route where it's like two Abigails, like they just did on GH with Jason, and
Oh.
they brought Steve Burton
Right,
back.
right.
Wait,
and
Jason. Wait a minute. Who played what on GH?
we don't have time to go through that. We'll tell you afterwards.
We'll fill you in afterwards.
You're so funny.
Okay. So
Farrah, talk about Farrah
Oh,
coming
also
on the show.
another
Yes, she's
return
coming-
that came
coming
out of
back.
nowhere, but we're very happy about. Farrah Fath, who played Mimi Lockhart while you were on the show. You remember Farrah, right?
Yes.
She's
Very
coming
talented.
back. I think the story was she just started, so she should be back on screen sometime in the fall. And now they're saying that maybe this will lead to another return of Bonnie.
Yes.
So Judy
I'm
Evans will be
excited.
playing.
I love
Bonnie's her
her.
mother.
Bonnie's her mother, played by Judy Evans, who's
Oh,
also
that's
playing.
right.
Who's also now playing Adrian Kyriakis. So she's like doubling up.
I think,
So who's a-
Kevin
she's
Spiritas
still-
should play a dual role somewhere.
You think
I'm
Kevin
saying.
Spiritas should play Bonnie Lockhart? She's been in jail, so she's gonna be
Bobby Lockhart. Bobby.
Can
So
you-
yeah, Farrah will be back pretty in a few months. So we're very happy about that.
Yay.
And joining Marcy Miller, Lauren Koslow, and just announced Teo Penglis. They're doing
A fan event. in Washington, the Arlington,
DC.
Virginia, Washington D.C.
Okay.
area, October 19th through
Fantastic.
21st. The dates are set, but there's been no like location details. That's still TBD. So you can
TBD.
follow Starstruck Fans 2 on Instagram. On Twitter. I'm sure they're on Instagram too, but on Twitter is where they start announcing like who's coming and the
Yeah.
details. So follow them if you're interested.
So we'll wrap it up real quick with where people can find you on social media, and then there's one other bit of business I want to cover.
okay.
So Kevin, where can people find you and After Forever?
Facebook.
Okay,
After
Facebook.
Forever. Facebook. Kevin Spiritas on Instagram.
It's on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah.
After Forever on
Yeah.
Twitter. We'll
Perfect.
retweet
And
we'll
look,
post the trailer.
I'm here at
Trailer.
AfterBuzz.
Yes.
Yes.
For After Forever.
Yes, Michael, where can people find you?
Oh Lord, do you really want to know? No, you can find me on Instagram at mlmattis, on Twitter at mlmattis1.
And y'all can find me on Twitter at Tami Goveia, Insta and Facebook, Tami Goveia Official. And before, Dishin Days, Twitter @_ Dishin Days, Facebook and Insta @Dishin Days. And before we wrap up, there's one thing I want to do.
What? Oh my God, what's happening?
She's going off script. I don't know.
She's stop.
Happy
Oh my
belated birthday
Oh my gosh, that's right.
to our Michael.
Oh, Michael, come here.
Happy belated birthday, Mr. Michael.
That's right.
We love you.
Can we see?
Thank you so
All
much.
right, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Tammy, for my cake. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks for having me. I'm going to answer the phone call.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.